Imagine a killer hiding in plain sight for 16 years. Not a drifter, not a loner, but a successful Manhattan architect. While the world searched for the Long Island serial killer, Rex Heuermann was sitting in his suburban home just miles away from the bodies of the Gilgo Four. He thought he was untraceable. Tonight, we dive into the final chilling update of the Gilgo Beach murders.
On May 1st, 2010, 25-year-old Shanann Gilbert called 911 in a state of terror. For over 20 minutes, she told operators that someone was after her before she disappeared into the night. While searching the dense brush of Ocean Parkway for Shanann, police discovered the remains of a woman buried in the marsh. The women were found in close proximity, each tightly bound and concealed within coarse burlap sacks. The investigation stalled for over a decade. The killer operated with extreme precision, leaving no usable DNA or identifying material at the disposal sites. In 2022, a multi-agency task force relaunched the case. Their strategy shifted from searching for physical evidence in the dirt to a massive aggregation of digital data. To catch a killer who avoids traditional detection, the task force had to out-process them, using technology to find patterns that a decade of fieldwork had missed. The breakthrough came from an old witness tip. A neighbor of one of the victims reported seeing a man resembling an ogre driving a first-generation Chevrolet Avalanche. Tracing that vehicle led police to Rex Heuermann. He was a 59-year-old Manhattan architectural consultant who lived a seemingly routine life with his wife and children in Massapequa Park. Investigators began cross-referencing the geographical pings of the victim's cell phones against 7 anonymous burner phones used by the suspect. These digital footprints created a damning triangle, placing Heuermann's burner phones in the exact same areas as the victims at the time of their disappearances. A body can be hidden in a remote marsh, but a killer cannot erase the permanent, invisible geographic web created by their cellular devices. Detectives discovered a vast digital archive linked to Heuermann, including Tinder accounts registered under aliases and hundreds of Google searches monitoring the task force's specific progress. Prosecutors needed physical proof to move forward. They looked to advancements in mitochondrial DNA testing, a technology capable of analyzing highly degraded samples that were previously untestable. A surveillance team followed Heuermann to Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. They watched him discard a pizza box into a public trash can and immediately moved to recover it. Forensic testing confirmed that DNA from the pizza crust belonged to the same man who left a microscopic hair on a burlap sack used to transport Megan Waterman. Investigators matched DNA from discarded bottles at the Heuermann home to hairs found on the victims. The hairs belonged to his wife, likely transferred from his clothing while she was out of town during the murders. A killer who spent decades avoiding fingerprints was ultimately identified by a single strand of hair and a piece of garbage. Heuermann's hidden life was structured with the same organizational logic he applied to his architectural practice. Police used the original 1955 blueprints of his home to navigate his property, eventually uncovering a heavily modified room hidden in the basement. According to confessions he later gave to a therapist, Heuermann followed a methodical 4-day ritual of preparation and disposal, even using a stopwatch to ensure he could dump a body in exactly 37 seconds. The professional skills he used to troubleshoot building codes and optimize spatial efficiency became the toolset he used to commit and conceal serial murder. In July 2023, Heuermann was arrested outside his office. His carefully managed double life ended in a guilty plea for 8 murders. While the investigation focused on catching a killer, the human cost is found in the lives of the women he attempted to turn into statistics. Karen Vergata was known only as Fire Island Jane Doe for 27 years. It took modern forensics to finally return her name to the record. Her friends remember her as an artist who carried a sketchbook and wore big, floppy hats. She was known for a bright smile and a fiercely independent spirit. Between microscopic DNA, the invisible net of cell towers, and the memories of loved ones, a killer can never completely erase their victims or outrun their own blueprints.